At 10:30 tomorrow morning, a coin will be tossed into the oval air, and either the English or the Australian captain will decide who goes into bat first. The fifth and the final Ashes clash will have begun, as will a kind of exquisite suffering. Can our nerves stand any more of this?
And that's it. Those are the winning runs for England in this fourth Test match at Trent Bridge. England go to a 2-1 lead in the series, and Australia now must win at the Oval if they're to retain the Ashes. One of the more tense situations I've ever come across in watching cricket.
It's kind of, isn't it? And with us now, the doyen of cricket commentators, you just heard him, Richie Benaud, who after 12 years at his country's crease and more than 500 tests behind a microphone, will tomorrow, he's actually lost count, he's not sure how many he's commentated on. He will tomorrow begin his final coverage for British television, although the career rolls on. Unlike ITV's Felicity Barr and Channel 4 cricket man Mark Nicholas, who both have a couple of months left in them, I reckon, or maybe a bit more than that. Nice to see you all, thanks for coming in. Well, this is a little kind of celebration and an attempt to calm the nerves, really. Obviously, you want your country to win, but they're not going to, are they?
What I want most of all is a result.
Yeah.
I don't want a draw.
No.
England 3-1 or Australia 2-all and retaining the Ashes. I'll be happy with that. We'll put the seal on what's been the greatest series I've ever known.
Really?
But not a draw under any circumstances.
Well, you can't control that.
No, I
know. It might happen.
But what's your,
you may be Richie Benaud, but you can't decide that.
What's your kind of betting then? What's your hunch that it won't be a draw? And
you're sitting there and I'm sitting here and neither of us have the slightest idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
I thought you did.
No, he does. He understands odds as well. But at the moment, Australia are stronger favourites than England. It's almost as if
how can that be?
There's a feeling out there that it can't go on, that this fantastic Australian side will come good and play at their best and make life more difficult for England in this match.
Can you leave?
No, I'm telling you what they're saying. I'm not telling you what I'm saying.
The other thing is that the satchel swingers, they priced the whole thing simply because of money. And there's been more money on the Australians overall since the betting started than on England. Now, they're trying to get some money on England, and they'd be very happy if they can get it. That's why the Australians are favourites.
What's been fascinating about this? I mean, it would usually be hard to get an item about a sports event past you in our production meetings, wouldn't it? Because most of the time, quite rightly, you say, we're not a sports programme, you know, we have a broader agenda. But you're very up for this. And you, Felicity, obviously, you know, as a journalist and a sports journalist, you know a lot about cricket, but your passion for the game has been ignited by this particular series, hasn't it?
Yes, I mean, I tend to be more known for covering football matches, and I'll freely admit I'm not a person who goes and watches county cricket every week at all. I love to watch England play, but when you get England versus Australia, that is what ignites the passion. Yeah. And this particular Test series has been played with such intensity that my girlfriends who wouldn't have a bar of cricket. I mean, they would never dream of sitting down watching cricket because they say, oh, you know, it's deadly dull, nothing happens for an hour and a half, it's terribly boring. Not in this series. There is something happening all the time, and that's what's made it so exciting.
They look good as well, don't they? I mean, they're wearing whites. Well, I mean, you know, that does help. I mean,
why? Well, I know that women say
honestly,
that. Honestly,
it does help, doesn't it?
It's a gentleman thing. Yeah. I mean, cricket dates back to gentlemanly times, and these guys are going out there, they're incredibly fit. These days, you know, 20, 30 years ago, they probably weren't as fit as they are today.
Sorry.
I knew that was going to happen. I could see that one coming in. Incoming from Richard.
Now, come on.
Are you using the word fit colloquially or
literally? No, I mean fit in terms of fielding, watching them run for a ball, and they look great. They do look great in their white. So I guess
you mean fit, Felicity? You mean fit because we've just been talking about it outside, and we were talking about how good the guys look.
They do. They do look great.
Simon Jones and Flintoff and someone else. They were on some poll, weren't they? And all the girls
that's
went
Simon
up and said,
Jones.
We'll have a bit of them. Oh my God!
He's obviously polishing his. Well, anyway, should we see what the ladies think out on the streets?
We went out, did a few what we call vox pops, just asking women if they've been converted to cricket by these men.
Yes, and
this particular what do you call them? Series tests.
Ashes, Judy.
For the first time in my life, I watched the end of the last test, so that's got to be, that's got to represent the change.
I know LBW, Googly, the 6 and the 4, pretty much all there is to need to know about cricket. England are doing so well in cricket, everyone's, you know, getting into it because it's their team.
Women are getting into it more because they're sort of quite sexy men now, and I think they're taking over from sort of rugby and football.
I think the whites probably do it for the ladies.
Very nice. Liking Simon Jones.
Give me Freddie Flintoff over David Beckham any day.
Yeah, he's got a certain attraction, hasn't he?
Let's just say I'd rather have him than Wayne Rooney. So, yeah, I think actually I might watch some more cricket from now on.
Now, far be it from me to second-guess Felicity Barr, because we actually wanted you to be our phone a friend when we went on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, didn't we? But you couldn't do it for some reason. You were out of the country or something. So we got somebody else. Well, you were our first choice. But you said that cricketers 30 years ago weren't as fit as they are now.
I don't think they were.
Okay.
Or even maybe 20 years ago, but Markle.
OK, well, hang on. We've got some...
I won't, Richie will.
Hang on, guys, please. Thank you. We've got some fantastic black and white footage of you, Australian to the Pathé News coverage of your final game. And you look at the way this guy runs, and look at the buns on him. All right, have a look.
Richie Benaud polishes his bat ready for his last innings in a test match. He retired as Australian captain earlier in the season. Now he makes his final test appearance on the Sydney cricket ground. South African Peter Pollock bowls, and Benaud adds to Australia's total. Benaud has an impressive record both as batsman and bowler. Up to this season, he'd scored 1,743 runs, and he's hit up to 11 sixes in one innings. He's taken 219 wickets. Richie Benaud, a great bowler and batsman and a great skipper, says farewell to Test cricket.
Right in saying that they never, the Aussies never lost under your captaincy.
That's right. We didn't lose a series.
Didn't lose a series. That's what I meant. Yeah.
That's correct. Wow. Well, we don't like losing.
He was a fantastically dashing cricketer, you know.
I know.
I mean, he came at a time just after Keith Miller, who was probably the cricketer who's played the game with most flair of all Australians, and the Englishman Dennis Compton. And they set a modern standard. I mean, Dennis Compton used to advertise a product that I better not mention on air because of product placement. Yeah. And Richie followed and played the game with this terrific dash, and people forget that. I mean, when they see him on TV now playing the role that he plays, they forget that his actual play was fantastic.
Yeah, well, we've just reminded them. And by the way, Richie Benaud's book, My Spin on Cricket. Oh, this is your link. I'm so sorry, Judy.
Doesn't matter.
All right, My Spin on Cricket. It comes out on Monday. It's a fabulous read. If you're interested in cricket, you're going to want to get it. It's great. It's lovely to see you. Well, good luck in your last commentary here.
It's fantastic to meet you.
It's great to meet you. I was down at the off-licence at lunchtime getting some booze for the weekend, and off the cricket, actually, and the guy, when he heard you were coming on, almost fainted with joy and jealousy. He may be outside waiting to shake your hand, I don't know. In cricket, what does the term LBW stand for? Lovely bright whites or leg before wicket? Call us on 09012 933339. Richie doesn't know? 09012 933339. The lines will close at midnight tonight. We'll be calling the winner by midday at the latest tomorrow. Good luck and thank you all very much indeed.
Thank you
to see
indeed.
you. Thanks for coming in.
So we'll make way for the cricket and we'll see you back here at 5 o'clock on Tuesday.
By which time everybody will have come out from behind the sofa. Good luck, England.
Yes, good luck.
We know you can do it. OK. See you Tuesday. Bye.
See you Tuesday. Bye.